So what's really going on with Stellar as of August the 7th? Shout out to the Stellar family, for all the love that you guys show. Let's take a look at XLM. So looking across the board, briefly, we are seeing, quite a bit of green across the board, but I don't want you guys to, forget what's happening over the last 1 week. As far as, the last 1 week is concerned, pretty much, obviously, start of the month of August, we have seen a little bit of downside, which of course we have discussed in the previous update. So XLM down about 6.5% on the weekly time frame, but right now on the daily time frame up about 2.2%, with the price currently sitting right exactly at that 40-cent psychological level, up 2.7% in USD and up about 2% in BTC comparative as well. Valuation 12.5 billion and the 24-hour trading volume at about 273.5 million. So quite low in terms of the 24-hour trading volume compared to what we saw in July. But right now you're seeing a lot of volatility within the crypto space, so that is something we need to factor in. But what's really impressive, what a lot of people will forget, is despite the fact that you are seeing a major shift in the 24-hour trading volume, you are still seeing quite a bit of strength within the price and the way it's holding. That's something we don't want to really kind of overlook. But before we get into any further, as always, just a quick disclaimer: anything on this channel is not financial advice. Always do your own due diligence and research when you are investing in crypto. So dominance is pretty much hovering around the 61.56%. I'm sure if you do watch some of my other updates, you guys know what's happening with the dominance. If not, we'll briefly kind of cover what's happening. So we were just sitting at about 62% 2 days back, and it has been pulling down. So far, so good. You want to see the dominance drop in below 61.4%. That's where excitement can really start, in my opinion, because we could start pushing down to the likes of 60.6%, potentially even dropping below our July low, which again would be very, very exciting. BTC, on the other hand, again, we're going to briefly just take a look at what's happening with BTC. Having a hard time breaking out of the 115,500 key resistance, a very, very important level of support, which we've discussed, when we were above that. But now you can really see how important that range really was, because we have already been rejected 2 different times at that exact same level. Of course, you want to really see this resistance turning into support, but of course, historically speaking, BTC doesn't really tend to be bullish in the month of August. So are we actually going to see a major retracement before the upset? We'll see. Right now, of course, what I can kind of take away from BTC is that Bitcoin is not at the levels where you want to see Bitcoin sitting at. But with that being said, let's take a look at what's happening with Stellar XLM. XLM's price right now, as you can see for yourself, is still below that key level at 41.2 cents. A very, very important level of resistance that we want to be above. But as of now, we're not above that range. But it is what it is. So far, still so good, because here's what I want you guys to focus. Take a look at the hourly time frame. And what I want you guys to also focus and not forget is look at this level. August 4th, when we broke out of here, where did we get supported by? That exact same support line, but it was not enough. The overall momentum for BTC was not enough, because it was short-lived, and then we did come back right away. But you could see after we dropped below, we did see the price try to make its way back towards the upside, but right exactly at the neckline, we did see that rejection, and then obviously we pulled down to 38.4 cents. But we're starting to see the price hover back towards the upside. Are we going to see sideways month? Is that going to be the case? Let's actually think about that. Is that really going to be the case? That's all dependent on BTC. That's all dependent on BTC. But with that said, I don't want you guys to think that there is still not more downside expected. We could still retest August 2nd levels. If you think we can't, I still personally believe that is still on the table. That's only about a 9.6% move towards the upside. It requires dominance to just push a little bit towards the upside, and BTC, to pull below the 112,000, which again is a major support for us. If we drop below it, we could push down to the likes of 109, potentially even retesting right at the neckline of the 23.6, which is at 107,000 level. And again, that wouldn't even surprise me. And I know you guys are probably like, oh, Crypto ZX, well, the dominance is pulling down. But look what happened. We were literally sitting at 60.76% just on July 28th after seeing quite a sharp drop. And you can see what happened. Instantly, started pushing back towards the upside. So, this market can move in a snap. So we don't want to forget this, and this is a realistic outcome as of now that could still end up playing out. But of course, if we're able to push back above the 41.2 cents and turn this into support, I do anticipate we could start pushing up to the likes of the 45 cents. But as of now, we obviously need to kind of look at the probability of that, and the probability of that happening right now are slim, because pretty much since we're a week into the month of August, and usually the price of BTC was able to push back above the 115,000 quite easily, but it's having a hard time. So we're going to keep very, very close eye on BTC right now, because that will pretty much kind of play out with the broader market. Let me know in the comments what you guys think. We'll see you later in Crypto ZX, and peace out.